Welcome back to CodingDrift. In the previous video, we have seen how we can pass state between routes. In this video, we will see how we can configure routes as objects. What are routes as objects? So we have seen here, right? All these routes, we are defining them as JSX elements. If you don't want to use this JSX syntax and you want to specify all the routes in a JSON array, you can do that as well. In this video, we will see how we can specify these routes as JSON array. For the demonstration, I'll create a component called route as object. So we will use the use routes hook. This is equivalent to using route as syntax. This will be an array. So we will define different paths here. So element will be route 1. I need to create this component. So that will be const route 1 is equal to, I'll just create the component here inline. I'll just display route 1. Similarly, I will create route 2 and route 3. I'll use it here. Let me just update the routes and the path as well. Route 2 and route 3. Now I need to use these elements. Before using that, I'll have a navigation here. Return a div. Inside this div, I will have a list of links. This will link to slash obj. We will come back to this obj later. I'll explain why it is obj. This will be route 1 and I'll repeat for route 2 and route 3. This is route 2 and this is route 3. Here we do not have route 1 because this is the root route. And finally we need to render the elements. So we have the route as object component ready. Now we need to include it in here. So I'll say slash obj slash star as route as object. As you can see, we have this slash star because we are implementing nested route in a different way. We are not having this outlet here. In the previous routes, we had this route inside route, and in the dashboard route, we included this outlet. But here we are not using it. So this is another way to implement nested route. So whenever obj slash home page is encountered, it will render route 1. When route 2 is encountered, it will render route 2. Also, we need to give the full path slash obj here because this is not using outlet and we implemented nested routing in this way. So before testing, let us add this route as object to the navbar. I'll just copy this obj route as object. Now if I load the page, I click on route as object, the routes are coming here. If I click on route 2, it is going to 2. If I click on 3, it is still showing route 2, but it is navigated. I think we have made a typo there. Let us go there and correct it. This should be route 3 and it is printing route 3 correctly. We can have nested route here as well. So if we want to display some nested route inside the route 3, I can have a children. Again, this is array, same thing will repeat. I'll add a path as child1 and the element will be child1. I'll copy paste this child2 and child2 and I'll create these components. And inside the route 3 component, we need to include this child1 and child2 navigations. I'll have a fragment here. Let me add some navigation links here. Link to child1. Similarly, link to child2. And finally, let us render the children using outlet. Here we are using outlet to render the children. That's why the link is relative path. We need not use absolute path here. So let's go ahead and test it. So we have child 1 and child 2 in the route 3. If I click on child 1 is displayed. Similarly, child 2 is displayed when I click on child 2. So that is how we can configure routes as a JSON array. In the next video, which will be the last video in this series, we will see different types of routes in React Router.